Well, hello. I hope you're having a wonderful day once again. I am back. This video is going to cover a couple of areas. They're both guitar videos, or one video for two things. It's going to cover intermediate guitar video number 4 and advanced guitar video number 1. The reason for that is I'm going to present some shapes that after this video, I'm not really going to run through like the fret numbers and stuff. We're going to talk about them as the shape that they are. Shape 1 is the major first inversion. These are for arpeggios. Okay, let's take a good look at that. I circled the roots. First inversion, as you can see at the bottom there, means that the third of the chord is the lowest note, the way it's presented. Now, depending on where you start and stop while playing this, that can change it, right? If you don't hit that lowest note, then you never inverted the chord. Now I'm going to show you on the guitar what that looks like. Essentially what you're doing is if you took C major, the chord C major, and you barred it way up here, that's the shape. So, why do I want you to memorize the shape? Because all these guitar videos, the main idea is that once you know the shape, it works everywhere, right? So that was a C major chord, now a G major chord. With the third in the bass. Now if you start and stop from that note, because it's the root note, you never inverted it. Okay, so that's the major one. I mean, it's that simple. Whoa, stepping on that pedal a little hard there. All that time, I never changed the shapes. The identical shape, same spacing, different spots. Okay, now shape 2. Minor in the first inversion. Again, the third, is the lowest note you're going to play. I'm kind of leaving these up here for a second, so if you were to want to screenshot those, you would have it. Don't make fun of my hand-drawn charts. Put a lot of work into that. I used a ruler and everything. Okay. Now the minor shape. That minor shape, very similar to the major one. Now if you were thinking about it as though you were barring it, just some stuff slides backwards. But I showed you the shape, you can kind of see that. So in this first segment, that guy slid away, this guy slid back. That guy's the same spot. It's the fifth of the chord, it didn't move. There's your root. We never changed root either. That's the third, so it's back, as opposed to the major shape. So now we have okay. Again, first inversion because we put the third in the bass. I play it that way because it feels very comfortable. Since this is the third, you could put the fifth there, but then you're like rolling your pinky. And that's a whole other technique that we may eventually get into, the whole finger rolling thing while you're sweeping. But right now, it's not necessary to get into it. We just need to know that that's the minor shape. So when I start talking about minor shape starting from, you know that I'm just talking about the upper half of that shape. And get comfortable playing it both ascending and descending. Start it descending. Start it ascending. Okay? That way when we're discussing this in future videos, you know what I'm talking about, you know where we are, there's no confusion. It's like, oh, the minor shape, cool. Yeah, and again, move it anywhere arpeggio. Next one is the diminished. Diminished one is always a hoot. There's your chart. Again, I've circled where the roots are, which the diminished chord, as you extend it out, that root thing goes away. If you do what's called a fully diminished chord, which is 3 stacked minor thirds, then any note can be the root because it's evenly spaced from octave to octave. Right now, that's not super important. I just thought it'd be fun to throw at you. So that shape now is, again, if you want to think of it as how it's similar and dissimilar from the previous shape, the first 3 notes are the same as the previous shape. But to get that diminished chord, you need a flat 5. So where the 5th was moves back. Now you've got tritone back up to root. The 3rd, the 5th, or flat 5th. And that's the diminished. And again, you move it anywhere and it's diminished. And as we move on, we'll talk about different segments of it, using different segments for different groupings of notes to kind of get different repeat spots and so on and so forth. The only thing I want to add is for the advanced guitar people, they're watching this because it's the first advanced guitar video, practice it sweeping. Nice little... down, 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 up, 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 up for the pick. The intermediates, I would like you to practice it 2 ways. Sweeping, of course. We've introduced that. Man, this thing's buzzing at me. Well, anyhow. Sorry. But I want the intermediate guitarists to play it 2 ways. Alternate picking, and then also sweeps. Alternate, I mean down, up, down, up, down, up. I know you're crossing strings, but that's exactly what I mean. So your minor shape. So when you're ascending, you have outside picking is what's happening, because you're down on the outside of the string, up from the outside of that string. But when you descend, you get inside picking. You're inside between the 2. So now because you're down picking on the B, up picking on that G, you're between them. Now, as we move on, you'll discover that being between the strings is frequently not very beneficial. You'll hang the pick up and double hit stuff. But for now, it's just really good to get this hand used to doing what it's doing. And it's very good practice to alternate pick stuff like that. And for the advanced guitarists, if you've never alternate picked that kind of stuff, I recommend you practice it too. I mean, I shouldn't just pick on like the intermediates, you know. If you've never done it, definitely do it. It's very good for both of your hands to get real fluent at that. You want your picking hand and your fretting hands to be as fluent as everything that you can think of. You know, inside, outside picking, economy picking, you name it, you want to be good at it at some point, because then you're just one step higher. You know, if you're looking at it as a game, like a video game, you're getting close to that boss level every time if you can just keep flipping that hand around whatever direction I throw at you, or anyone throws at you. You will probably outgrow my abilities at some point. Well, anyhow, so those shapes, I want to introduce those shapes because moving forward, you know, I'll reference those shapes a lot, and those are the ones I'm talking about when I do that. So then you can kind of, if you screenshot those, go back and reference it, draw your own if you want, make fun of my drawings all you want. There you go, guys. Have a good day. Thank you for watching once again. I appreciate it every time. I really do. I'm really trying to kind of get this thing going. So have a good day. Thank you. You're going to do awesome.